Well, something bizarre has happened. My intro did not play. It is okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. What the heck? Okay, was not ready for that. Well, I am glad everyone is here. Let's just kick some music on and we'll get going. That was sort of on an uneventful start. More like it. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Jess, I'm glad you're here. You've become the first one in the room on a regular basis. I don't know what happened with the intro, but we roll with some punches. Roll with the punches. Roll with the changes. All right. We're doing all right today. Good morning, Sully. Glad you are here too. And of course, Kathleen. You guys are like the crew, the solid crew. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I got confused too. I'm very confused about what's going on today. It's in the air, apparently. My music is super loud. All right, how about this? Let's do this together. Just a little breath. A little breath in the morning to clear the head and get it going because we are here. We're here on Kindness Rising, whether we're ready or not. And today we're talking about something that feels almost revolutionary in a world of endless streaming, scrolling, and on-demand content. We're talking about live, the moments that happen in real time, the ones you can't pause, the ones you can't edit, the ones where people gather around the shared experience and witness something together. Because 32 years ago today, 95 million people watched a white Bronco traveling down a California highway. The chase that unfolded live on television. And whether it was a Grateful Dead concert, a Saturday Night Live, a championship game, a moon landing, anything, every little thing that communities share, there's something powerful about it when that moment unfolds, and doing that live. We're exploring why showing up matters today, why presence matters, and why some experiences are simply better when they're live. That is true. Yeah. All right. Well, the crew is here. It's a Wednesday, right? Wednesday? The days just blend together. Of course, we're going to do a Who in the World. We're going to do a Wait That Happened Today. Talked about that. We're going to keep going with that Grateful Dead stuff. Your Kindness Compass. It's all coming up right now. But first there's a reason. There's a reason why live experiences stay with us, because when something is live, we're not just consuming it, we're participating in it. You can't rewind a conversation with a friend, and you can't fast forward through a meaningful moment with your child. You can't pause that sunset light because life doesn't happen on demand. It happens live, just like Adam Holroyd showing up in the chat. That's what happens live. That's what happens live, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, every day here on Kindness Rising and the Mornings in the Lab Network. Get involved in the chat. Come say hi. Come say hi. Get a little bit of a morning high five for humanity, less rage bait. Just have a little fun with guys like Jerry Ginger and people like Jess and Kathleen and Sully, the whole crew in the house. Come join our crew. We get up and get after it at 7:30 a.m. every morning live right here. There's Rafael Pinheiro. How do I say your name? Did I get it pretty close? Rafael Pinheiro. Good morning, Mother. Roseanne Roof is in the house. Mom, I think you might not be aligned with our who's in the world today. I'll be surprised if you know it though, Mom. You might. This guy is awesome. Howdy, Raph. Yes, Raphael. All right. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna switch my gears, turn down the music, turn off the music, and roll into our Who in the world for today? Every day we bring up a mystery person. I'll give you three clues throughout the episode today between now and 8 a.m. And then we'll talk about our who in the world. Do you know this person from this simple clue? This guy created a fictional political candidate named Tim Boo Calhoun. Does anybody remember Tim Boo Calhoun? All right. We're going to keep going. Tim Boo Calhoun is our first clue about the person who created this character. But really, today we're talking about OJ. Oh, man, OJ. I haven't thought about this one in a while. 32 years. It was 32 freaking years ago. I can't believe it. It's just amazing. All right. So here it is. Wait, that happened today? June 17th, 1994, the day America stopped. 95 million people watching live as a white Bronco crawled. Somebody said crawled in the comments. Crawled along the highway. Absolutely. But here's the thing. There was so much going on that day. So much going on that day. Game 5 of the NBA Finals was interrupted during the game for news coverage to take over. That was a huge one. There were a couple other things that happened too. I forget what for what it was, but anyway, people were gathered everywhere. Homes, work, restaurants. I was in a restaurant. I'll talk a little bit about that. The event itself was connected to a much larger and tragic story, of course, but it was also demonstrated something remarkable. The power of a shared live experience for a few hours. Much of America was watching the exact same thing at the exact same time, live, as it was happening. Today, our attention is scattered across all different channels, feeds, apps, and platforms, but the moments that happen live still capture us. Because deep down, we do want to experience things together. Absolutely, just like we do here on Kindness Wrestling. Say hello in the chat. Let's experience this together. Do you remember, are you out there remembering the O.J. Simpson chase? The O.J. Simpson trial? I'll reflect a little bit on that, but I'm interested in your thoughts and opinions. Sully, haven't heard much from you. What are you up to today, buddy? You're up bright and early. Kathleen the donkey never saw the O.J. Simpson chase that happened. No, okay. Well, for me, it was a moment. It was definitely a moment. I was a 22-year-old kid. Call me a kid, technically an adult, but I was 22 years old. I will never, ever, ever forget it. Not the headlines, not the commentators, not even the white Bronco, although I was surprised when Ford brought the Bronco back. I remember where I was. June 17th, 1994. I was just about a month after I graduated from college, and I had been traveling the East Coast looking for jobs. I couldn't Zoom interview. I interviewed in Boston. I interviewed in New York. I interviewed in D.C. because I wanted to go to a major city after college. You did. If you were lucky enough to get an interview after waiting for a letter or whatever it might be, you went and you physically went to a place. Amazing. Different world, right? That evening, I remember exactly where I was, Bethesda, Maryland. Little did I know that would become my home later on. But at that time, Bethesda, Maryland, and I was having a dinner with my college roommate and his father at the Outback Steakhouse in Bethesda. Millions of Americans, just like me, were watching a chase unfold on televisions above a bar. The time was just a strange moment. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. But what I didn't know is that for me, I would interview the next day. The next day I would interview for my very next day I would interview for the job that I ended up landing as my first job out of college. It brought me from upstate New York to Washington, D.C., where I'd spend the next decade building my career and my life. And for that, First year of that journey, I spent so many mornings. So like the entire at least the first year, I was more than that. Stern and the O.J. Simpson coverage. I mean, that was it. That was like a two-year study for me. Again, connecting me back to posting a show and all of it. It was all connected. Certainly, Stern is an influence. I don't act like Stern. But you have to admit there's a lot of power in that studio. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I clearly remember every day some of the stuff that went on. I mean, the world was enthralled with the O.J. Simpson trial. Yeah, just sitting by the phone waiting. Will it ring? Will it ring? And if it rang, you didn't know who was on the other end. You didn't know who was on the other end. Nope. What? No caller ID. No way to screen. You were at a psychic dinner party, Mom? That's funny. A psychic dinner party in 1994. Okay. Cool. Did the psychic predict O.J. Simpson or what? That's cool. That's so funny, Mom. I love it. We do remember, though. 32 years. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Seems like yesterday. We all kind of can remember where we were with those live moments that become part of history, but not just part of history. They actually become part of our story. Yep. Yeah, who could run to the phone fastest, Jess, and get it? Yep. That was a big... Oh, Phil Jordan. God, Mom. All right. Is Phil Jordan even still around? Can't be alive, right? Maybe? I don't know. Phil Jordan is an area, regional, probably pretty well known, I think, at least in our community. Psychic reader. Phil Jordan. That's great. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Jess, you were in high school. Yeah, that makes about sense. All right. Moving on. The day is moving. We got to do our spotlight. Let's drop into our spotlight right before we get to clue number 2 in our Who in the World. Remembering our first clue, the guy who created Timboo Calhoun. Don't go looking it up on the internet to answer, but stick around for another clue in just a second, right after today's kindness spotlight, because we always highlight an organization that's doing good work for good people, for sure. There's your drop in. Today we're shining a light. We're shining a light on an organization. Jess, this one might be curious to you. Can't I do it? All right. It's an organization called Friendship Works. Friendship Works was founded on a simple belief that no one should age alone. Since 1984, they've connected volunteers with older adults who may be experiencing loneliness or isolation. Sometimes that connection looks like a weekly visit. Sometimes it's accompanying someone to a medical appointment or sharing music, conversation, or just simply a little time together. The mission isn't complicated. It's just about presence. Absolutely. And that's why they fit with today's live theme for sure, because in a world that often celebrates being connected online, Friendship Works reminds us that there's still no substitute for showing up in person. No substitute for sitting across from someone, listening to their story, sharing a laugh, letting them know that they matter. Absolutely. Friendship Works is creating that same kind of connection as the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead understood that people don't just come for the music, they come for the connection. And Friendship Works is creating it absolutely every day, one conversation, one visit, and one friendship at a time. Up in Boston. If you're from Boston, maybe check out Friendship Works. The point is for it to be inspirational, even if it's regional in nature. Friendship Works, a cool idea, not allowing anyone to age alone. Stan Lee. Wasn't Tim Boo a Marvel superhero? No, not so much, Jerry. Yep, I know, Jess. You've talked about that and being a caregiver and aging in place. So that's why I said, oh, this one reminds me of Jess today. And it's about presents. It's about presents. All right. No Stan Lee. Not Stanley. Not Stan Lee. And it's not Stan Lee. It's not Stan Lee or Stan Lee. But let me give you a second clue, and maybe this second clue will help us if I can get to my action. All right, remember our first clue. A political candidate named Tim Boo Calhoun. Secondly, he played a man trying to survive after nearly everyone else on Earth disappeared. So he was Tim Boo Calhoun and a different character, a man trying to survive after nearly everyone on Earth had disappeared. All right. That's our second clue. And remember, we're talking all about live today. So maybe that's even another clue. Is it? I don't know. I mentioned Saturday Night Live earlier in the show. All right. So we did our spotlight. I got to do this. Got to do this. We are, yeah. They're out of order. This is 2 days in a row that things are out of order. That's okay. You're out of order. Did this involve broken glasses? Tex Avery? No Tex Avery. No broken glasses? I'm not sure about broken glasses. No. All right. I already did that one. Let's do this one. No, that's not the one I want either. This is a fun one. Haven't done this in a while. All right. Wow, we're rocking, huh? All right, when people think about the Grateful Dead, too, because you know I'm going to talk about the Grateful Dead somewhere in this episode, they usually think about the music. When people think about the Grateful Dead, they think about the music. But the real story might be how they completely ignored the rules. For decades, the music industry was built around records. Got to sell more albums, got to protect the recordings, control the distribution. But the Dead did just the opposite. They encouraged fans to record their concerts. They allowed the tape trading, and they understood something many businesses still struggle to understand. The people weren't showing up for the songs, they were showing up for each other. The Grateful Dead built the community around a live experience. And every concert was different. Every show was an event. Deadheads didn't travel hundreds of miles because they needed to hear Truckin' one more time. Not the same version, that's for sure. They traveled because they wanted to be part of something happening right now. The moment that couldn't be duplicated, that couldn't be downloaded, but only experienced together. And that is the lesson. In a world increasingly built around screens, recordings, replays, and algorithms, some of the most meaningful things in life still happen live. The conversation with a friend, community gathering, the volunteer project, the chance encounter that changes everything. You have to show up for it, and the Grateful Dead understood that way before most of the world did. Absolutely. And I'm rocking on a southbound train today. I don't know. Haven't played. Apparently. Whew. I don't remember. I remember the guy wished everyone was gone, but books were left, and then his glasses broke. Is that what we're talking? All right. Let's do it, Sully. A little upbeat, little energy. It is a touch of gray, buddy. Absolutely. So true. So true. Life is a touch of gray. Every silver lining's got it. All right. Last clue. I think this one will give it away. I don't know. I think you guys maybe know it already. You're getting deeper into some kind of lore from the Twilight Zone. No, nope, not from the Twilight Zone. All right. More contemporary. I mentioned Saturday Night Live, a fictional candidate named Tim Boo Calhoun, a little bit more obscure. He was on SNL for like 7 or 8 years, though, so it's not like nobody knows who he is. Played a man trying to survive after nearly everyone else on Earth disappeared. And lastly, before bringing MacGruber to movie screens, he spent years performing live from Studio 8H on Saturday Night Live. Does anybody remember the actor who played MacGruber? So funny. We'll talk about him after the compass, as we always do. If you guys remember this guy, maybe you don't even remember his name. He's been around. He had another show. I don't know what he's been up to lately. A lot. There it is, Jess. Yep. He does a lot of voice work now. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Jess came in with the right answer, but let me do my compass first. Last Man on Earth. That's the one. Yep, that was his show. Shoot, what did I do wrong? All right. I changed some I'm going to just share this right now before I get into my compass. I changed some process for some preparation, and this is 2 days in a row now where things were not in the right order. That's my fault. I'm learning as I grow. Again, progress, not perfection. I used to say that all the time. I still say it. I still believe it. I just don't say it. All right. Here it is, our kindness compass. We always move from thought to action here on Kindness Rising, and today is no different. These are your 5 ways. 5 ways to be more present in a live world. Give someone your full attention. Just put the phone down and be present right there. Attend something live. A concert, a game, a community event, a meeting, a worship service, something. Get involved in your community. How about you also enjoying things live right here on the internet, but get out there in the community and join it live too. Of course, my favorite one is always ask one more question. That's how to be curious and connected when you're out there in the community. Absolutely. Here's one that I struggle with. Resist multitasking. I'm a guy who always has 4 or 5. Just talking about little projects. I'm going to wash the dishes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I got all 5 of them going at the same time instead of finishing the task. Finish the task. Move on to the next. Presence is a gift, so resist that kind of multitasking. Create a moment instead of consuming one. That's your last thought for moving thoughts from thought to action and being more present in a live world. Call a friend, invite someone to coffee, start a conversation, hit the go live button. Call me at Mornings in the Lab Network and I'll help you go live because that's our business. It's our business. This is what we do this as a business too. I love doing it every day. I come here, but this is our business on Mornings in the Lab Network, and it's making your business to be part of our business. If you want to go live, yes, there's some costs associated with it. If you watch the other shows on Mornings in the Lab, a little bit different than ours, but definitely we're the experts. We can help you do that as part of our business too. Okay, that's it. All right, we did our reveal. Let's get this off of here. Time is burning. The clock keeps ticking, whether I'm listening to tunes or doing the compass or the did you know? But yeah, Will Forte, congratulations, Jess. You win the prize. A wave from me. Hi, Jess. Congratulations. You're the best. All right. Will Forte, born June 17th, 1970, and most people know him from Saturday Night Live or later The Last Man on Earth. And that's the combination. That's the combination. Saturday Night Live thrived on something that makes most people nervous, right? Live performance, no do-overs, no editing, no second chances. Yep. Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, but audience keeps showing up because live experiences feel authentic. They're unpredictable, they're human, and that's what makes them memorable. I didn't add his picture. For those who don't, you might know him from his picture as opposed to his name if you don't know his name. That's the guy right there. Will Forte, MacGruber, Tim Boo Calhoun, all those quirky characters. Absolutely. He was also became famous. I remember when the image was put out there. I got to be honest. I didn't watch Last Man on Earth. I think I started watching it, but never got all the way through it. I don't remember. Anyway, I went into a little moment there. Good Lord, my brain just went blank. All right, Will Forte, pretty cool. I definitely remember. Oh, he did a lot of the quirky characters. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Duh. I guess for Last Man on Earth, he had like long hair and a big bushy beard and mustache and whatever. And at some point, he had to actually shave it all off, either for a character or the season was over, the plot was over, whatever it was. And he shaved half. So he literally shaved, including his eyebrow, shaved half of his face and left the other half completely bushy, long hair, like his hair like parted down the middle. Pretty kind of ridiculous, but I remember when those pictures were going around because he just thought it was just being silly. All right. Keanu. I don't think I know that. Tick, tick, time has come today. Oh, yeah. The time has come today. Time. All right. Good organizing song. It is a good organizing song. Great song, actually. Time. I thought that was the Chambers Brothers. Okay. If somebody asked me who sang that song, I would have said Eric Burton and War. But I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know my stuff as much as you do, Sully. So I learned from you. Anyway, I'll have to check that out. Yes, 4 seasons. That's correct. I did see that. I saw scrolling through that he's in it. I didn't watch it. Have you watched it, Jess? One of my kids watched it and said they really enjoyed it, but I don't know. I'm not sure it's my thing. Might be. I'm willing to give it a try. Okay. So anyway, that's it. I didn't do a Grateful Dead song today, but I'm going to do it later. I'm going to record it later on my walk. And hopefully you'll yeah, it was funny. 4 seasons. Okay, I'll check it out. Adult humor. I like adult humor. I'm an adult. Most of my humor is pretty sophomoric and childish, but I do enjoy adult humor too. Good Lord. Okay. Anyway, today's Grateful Dead song of the day and the thing I'm going to be recording other videos about, and you can check out on my channel and we'll talk about it, is going to be Feel Like a Stranger. If you know about Feel Like a Stranger, then yes, absolutely. It's let's get on with the show is the line we're going to deal with today. Let's go. Okay. Anyway. We're winding down. I can't believe it. Okay. Let's hit the thread and get out of here. It's a little bit of a weird episode, a little choppy, but life happens, and I still showed up. I showed up 7:30 a.m. Eastern, just like I do every weekday morning here on Kindness Rising. And today we explored the most unforgettable, one of the most unforgettable, not the most unforgettable, one of the most unforgettable live television moments in American history, that Bronco chase. We learned from the Grateful Dead's decision to build community through live experiences, and we honored Will Forte enduring legacy on Saturday Night Live. The common thread there of those is presence. Life isn't recorded in advance. It's unfolding right now. The people around you are alive, the opportunities around you are alive, and the kindness someone may need today is live. It's present. So show up, pay attention, participate, because the moments in life that aren't the ones we replay. The best moments in life aren't the ones we replay. They're the ones where we're fully present to experience them. So I'll see you tomorrow, where I will be fully present right here, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Kindness Rising. Now get on over to Mornings in Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And until then, stay uncommon. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.